it's true, what scientists are telling us. But we don't really believe them. You know, it's like you read about global warming, then you go out and see, my God, the sun, the flowers. Wait a minute, this cannot disappear. This is here.
There is always the risk for any species that it will go extinct. I don't think this will happen to humans. They're one of the toughest of all animals. It's not just a matter of people surviving. It's a matter of civilization surviving. And I'm thinking of civilization in the broadest terms here. I'm not thinking of high technology or great art or things like that. I'm thinking of ways of living together, of ways of living decently as communities. That's civilization. And that is the thing that is most threatened by this change, because it can too easily degenerate into a dark age again, with nothing but warlords running warring tribes, that sort of scenario. It's quite possible that that will happen.
It's only where despair is. Something truly new beginning happens only when you are in such a deep shit that within the existing coordinates you can find no way out. And then, in order to survive, you have to invent something new. The magic is to turn a desperate situation into a new beginning.
Continuo a mantenere come ideale utopico valido.
My only utopian vision is what I would call aspatial. Create multiple borderlines. If we have multiple borderlines, they will lose their meaning. We have to conceive the space as a global entity. The space has to lose its value as guarantor of rights. Let's bring the conception of rights to an international level. This means that every state should then guarantee rights to everybody, not only to its citizens, but to any human being. And this is the real utopia. We have to actively move to balance this inequality.
It's too much to expect humans to pull together in that way for the sake of all humanity, but they would do it for their tribe. It sounds regressive to think of it in that sort of sense, but I think that is what is needed at the moment. And if they all respond in the right sort of way, the kind of combined effect of all tribes pulling together like that is a positive and a good one.
Well, it's important to have hope that something can be done at some level to protect what's of value in the world, and I think something can be done. But such hope must be informed by a realistic understanding of human beings as they are. There's a type of hope now which I think is very harmful, which is essentially a form of blocking out reality because it's too difficult to contemplate. Now, I think actually that's a much more hopeless view.
If we have reason not to be fully pessimistic, it is because of basic features of human beings. The human child only becomes independent after something like 6 or 7 years. This means that during 1/10 of our lives, we are dependent on others, which is not true of other mammals. So for a long time, we all know that our small ones are completely helpless, and we have to protect them, to nourish them, to take care of them. This attitude, of which every single human being has been the beneficiary, is inscribed, if not in our genes, at least in our minds. This means that we, in some instinctive way, know that we can only survive if we take care of the weaker ones, of the baby.
What I like is that the solution is the boat. What is the definition of the boat? Is that it doesn't have roots. It's rootless. It floats around. That's the solution. We must really accept how we are rootless. This is for me the meaning of this wonderful metaphor, boat. Boat is the solution. Boat in the sense of you accept rootless, free floating. You cannot rely on anything. You know, it's not a return to land. Renewal means you cut your roots.
Well, I have 9 grandchildren, so to be absolutely honest, I don't know what to tell them, except the truth, what will be happening, and the options as I see them. But it's really going to be up to them. The best thing I can do is to encourage them and get them to regard it with a sense that not only is it awful and terrible, but it's also, there's an adventure there and a chance of improvement, and that they should continue to have their children. They shouldn't say, oh, what's the point of giving birth to children now with a world like that ahead? The whole point of natural selection will be spoiled if they do that, because they are the very people that should be having children.